para po sa aming mga Salesiano at lahat ng members ng Salesian family. Ngayon po ay dakilang kapistahan ni San Juan Bosco, ang aming father and founder. Kaya po inawit natin ang Gloria kanina sa umpisa ng Misa. I told those who are preparing the things to prepare the Gloria. Sabi ko kay Chinchin kanina before the Mass, I cannot betray my spiritual father. I should celebrate his feast. And St. John Bosco, more popularly known as simply Don Bosco, is among the outstanding group of 19th century saints whose lives we can really say embodied what we call now Catholic social teaching, o yung tinatawag nating social teaching, social doctrine of the Church. Turin, dun sa industrial city in the Piedmont region of Italy sa north, was in the 19th century like the seedbed where great saints of social action flourished and bloomed. Ang pinakasikat, of course, si Don Bosco. And these saints actually took inspiration from one another. We know that St. John Bosco founded the Salesian family and was proclaimed the father and teacher of youth by Pope John Paul II. St. John Bosco had a pupil whom he guided to become a saint. He is St. Dominic Savio, who was barely 15 when he died in the order of sanctity. But St. John Bosco was also inspired and guided by another saint from Turin, St. Joseph Cafasso, only 4 years older than Don Bosco, but became his spiritual director and confessor for over 2 decades, St. Joseph Cafasso. Among those who became Don Bosco's collaborators when he was starting his work for young people and the poor are St. Leonard Morialdo, St. Aloysius Orione, and St. Aloysius Guanella. These saints are all from that region. Later, these left him, but also went to found their own religious congregations dedicated to works of charity. There was another saint by the name of Joseph Benedict Cotolengo, who was born 29 years before Don Bosco. He also established charitable works and founded religious congregations for the sick, the aged, the destitute, the poor, and the needy of all types. You know, a story is told, I don't know how true it is, but you can read it in books as well. Since this saint, Joseph Benedict Cotolengo, vowed to have complete trust in divine providence, he would make sure that his pockets are empty of money at the end of the day. And if there are some left there, he would throw them out from the window. And guess what? There was always Don Bosco outside his window, ready to catch and use the money for his work among the poor youth. You see, the saints, they say, are like flowers. They bloom in clusters. Holiness or sanctity is contagious. Nakakahawa ang kabanalan. Depende kung sino o ano ang hinahayaan nating maka-influence o ano ang hinahayaan nating maka-inspire sa atin. Depende rin sa environment where we are exposed to. Ang syudad na pinanggalingan ni Don Bosco ay lugar ng mga santo. Kaya naging natural sa marami sa kanila doon na para lamang hanging nilalanghap ang kabanalan. Even Don Bosco's own mother has been declared venerable. Venerable Mama Margaret. At kung mayroon mang isang santong nag-popularize ng pagiging banal, yan ay si Don Bosco. Pilit niyang binigyang diin sa mga kabataan na kayang-kaya nilang maging banal. Wala sa edad ang pagiging banal. Wala din sa estado sa buhay ang pagiging banal. Holiness is for all. Ito ay official na binigyan diin ng simbahan many years later in the Second Vatican Council document entitled Lumen Gentium, Chapter 5. Mababasa natin doon ang turo ng simbahan tungkol sa universal call to holiness. Pero alam niyo po, ang formulang binigay ni Don Bosco sa mga kabataan ay napakasimple. Paano maging banal? Sabi ni Don Bosco, simple lang. Do your ordinary duties extraordinarily well. Yan lang. Magiging banal tayo hindi sa mga exceptional moments sa ating buhay, kundi sa mainam na paggawa o katangi-tanging pagtupad lamang ng ating mga ordinaryong tungkulin sa araw-araw. But just like Jesus himself in today's episode in the gospel, mayroon din namang suspicious at hindi believe sa kabanalan ni Don Bosco. May mga taong nagpahirap kay Don Bosco during his time. May mga tao na nag-isip na baka nasisiraan na ng bait itong paring ito. Why would he spend his energy, his life for these ragamuffins, they call them? Itong mga street kids. So some people thought he was crazy. Kasi ang daming offer sa kanya. Mas magagandang posisyon. And yet he chose to remain with his poor boys. Isang araw pa nga, tinangka siyang damputin at dalhin sa asylum para sa mga taong may diferensya sa pag-iisip. It went to that extent. Pero tulad ni Jesus, hindi rin nagpatinag si Don Bosco. Ipinagpatuloy niya ang kanyang misyon. Ibinuhos niya ang kanyang buong sarili ng may pagmamahal hanggang sa huli. And towards the end of his life, when the doctors examined the deteriorating health condition of Don Bosco, the only thing they could say was that he literally exhausted himself. Para daw siyang isang nauupos na kandila. That was the comparison. All for the salvation of souls, especially those of the poor youth whom he loved very much. Earlier on, when he was still a young priest and got seriously ill dahil sa sobrang pagod, sabi niya sa mga kabataan, "For you, I study. For you, I work. For you, I live. For you, I am ready even to give my life." Talagang isinabuhay ni Don Bosco ang motto ng mga Salesians, "Dami animas cetera tole. Give me souls, take away the rest." Para kay Don Bosco, ang kaligtasan ng kaluluwa ang pinakamahalaga at gagawin niya lahat para lamang sa kaligtasan ng kaluluwa. Sa araw na ito, na pinararangalan natin ang ama at guro ng kabataan, maganda pong pagnilayan natin, una, kung tayo ba ay bumubuti, pumabait, nagiging banal. At hilingin natin ang intercession ni Don Bosco upang mapabanal din tayo sa pamagitan ng ating mabisa at katangi-tanging pagtupad sa ating mga pang-araw-araw na tungkulin. Doing our ordinary duties extraordinarily well. At ikalawa, suriin natin ang ating spiritual life. Tingnan din natin ang estado o kalalagayan ng ating kaluluwa. Sabi ni Don Bosco, if you save your soul, you have saved everything. But if you lose your soul, you have lost everything. Panghuli, on his deathbed, isa sa mga huling habilin ni Don Bosco ay ito. Sabi niya, "Tell my boys that I will wait for them in heaven." Tayo ba, nakatuon ang ating isip, ang lahat ng ating ginagawa sa mga bagay na makalangit? Seryoso ba tayo sa pagpupursiging makapasok sa langit? Kung hindi, walang saysay ang lahat sa ating buhay. Kaya hilingin natin ang patnubay, panalangin, at tulong ni Don Bosco. Saint John Bosco, pray for us.